Welcome everybody to the Carvana PPA Tour. It is the Hyundai Masters. We have people playing all over the place here at this beautiful Mission Hills Country Club, one of the invited properties. We're presented by Invited. We appreciate their partnership here. And Kyle, what a day of pickleball we've already had. Unbelievable finals, and we've watched when 4 people have been on the court all day long. Now we're only going to have 2 people on the court, and it's going to be singles. And Ben Johns has been playing doubles all day long. Now he's going to play singles. What is that mentality switch that he needs to have as he gets onto the court here at the Masters?
Yes, well, definitely a little paradigm. Modes on a dime, he's one of them, but generally the points are going to be a little bit shorter, a little bit more ground stroke heavy in singles, given that there's more passing shots available with only one person to hit it past. So I'm looking for him to shorten some points earlier on compared to his doubles matches earlier.
On the other side of the court will be Federico Staksrud, so maybe it takes Fed to take out the GOAT here. They have played twice. Ben Johns won both of them. One of them was a backdraw match in the PPA Peachtree Classic. We'll get you that score in a minute, but let's play pickleball. And Staksrud running Johns all over the court to start. So Peachtree Classic, Ben Johns won 18-16 in the backdraw, and then at the Tournament of Champions, it was Ben Johns winning 11-4, 11-9. So we'll see if that holds or if Staksrud can get his first ever victory against Ben. And more of that, please. What a point here on center from Staksrud and Johns.
And this is what you have to like and appreciate about singles. You look at the court coverage from both these guys. It is not just a test of skills out here, but really elite athleticism on full display.
And folks, obviously that is not Cameron Irwin. That is Kyle McKenzie, who's joined me in the booth for our 2 singles finals here. And we got a quick 0-0 across the board here. And that can happen in singles, bunches of side outs.
Yeah, these guys are aiming for very small targets on those passing shots. Really a good deep return really sets the tone for most of these points, makes it very hard for the server to score.
1-0. Football.
And here comes Staksrud. So a nice start, gets the missed return, and then that's the magic from Staksrud.
Yeah. Ben Johns can do a little bit of everything. He can kind of choose what identity he wants to play, but Staksrud's superpower is elite ground strokes on both sides and following those ground strokes in to shrink the size of the court from Ben Johns on those volleys.
And he is definitely shrinking that court there, put some pressure on Johns, and what a start for Staksrud, 3-0.
Point.
Another short return, Kyle, and it is the Fed show.
Yeah, and with all the variety that Ben Johns has, really the premium for him is going to be depth and quality returns. Otherwise, his first volley is going to be put under so much pressure.
And Staksrud's like, come on, man. Like, I'm on a nice roll here. I hit a good deep serve.
It's a savvy move to break a momentum right there.
Well done. If you're not going to call a timeout, Ben, you're going to rip one off the tape and let it trickle over.
Point.
And the other interesting part of the way this works is singles was on Thursday. That seems like months ago now, Kyle. So you got to find that again.
Yeah, Staksrud's been gearing up for this, but with Ben Johns going as far as he has in doubles, like we mentioned, it's a little bit of a mental shift for him as he starts this match.
Yeah, a little frustrated on that. We saw him absolutely tattooing 2-handed backhand winners on Thursday in the singles. Missed that one. And bails himself out of not the best return again, but the volley cleaned up his own mess.
Yeah, so tough to pull that back across your body, but that is really the only opening when Staksrud is closing in like that.
So 1-4 here in game 1, best 2 out of 3. And there's the 2-E from the shot before that had a little more time and wasn't pulled quite so far off the court.
Yeah, said fool me once,
2-4.
but the next time I'm going to straighten that one out.
Side
And a
out.
nice use of the two-hander from Staxrud there. So Ben is certainly not frustrated, but he's at least contemplative in his head about what's going on here. This Staxrud is
4-2.
coming.
Well, and he was in control at that point, so he definitely liked to get that one back. Great shot by Staxrud.
Point.
And again, you know, John's going for that same volley back cross court, but we mentioned how difficult that is. Just barely caught the tape there on that one.
Yeah, just a little chatty with himself here is the top seed, and Staxrud has done well. He actually beat
5-2.
Rafa Hewitt when we had Fed versus Rafa in the final, which was a lot of fun in Atlanta.
Side out.
That sails deep there. So nice 5-2 lead for Staxrud. Again, if you're new to singles, if your score is
2-5.
even, you serve from the right. Score is odd, you serve from the left. You don't get two serves like doubles unless you win the point.
Point.
And technically, you could have 11 serves, Kyle. You'd love to do that.
Just lead after lead
Yeah.
after lead. Yeah.
Or just win the point
3-5.
after win the point.
That's a simpler way, absolutely.
So again, the ability to take that two-y down the line.
Yeah, especially when his opponent is returning cross court, having to run diagonally, often just a
4-5.
little bit further distance to go, and opens up that that opening for the down the line pass.
Side out.
Beautiful court coverage from Staxrud, and this is as much as I've seen Ben Johns talking to himself in a game one in a long time. He is
5-4.
a little frustrated with himself, but it also shows me he is really engaged in this.
Yeah, to me,
Point.
Dave, I think it's a compliment to Staxrud. I
Yeah.
think he has a lot of respect for the level that Staxrud can find, knows how difficult he is to play when he starts to get
6-4.
that momentum, and Ben wants to put a stop to it right away.
Side out.
Ooh, and that's, you know, that is the one right there where got a good look at one, and you know, to beat the best, you just got to make that ball. Now, you may not win the point, but you got to make that particular ball.
4-6.
So 4-6 here.
Point.
And now it is Staxrud kicking the ground on the
Yep.
other side. So, hey, you made it to Championship
5-6.
Sunday. It's going to be okay. Keep playing. Oh, filth. Filth and a fist pump.
Yeah, and so this is where, you know, with Staxrud, you know what you're kind of going to get out of him. With Ben Johns, like I mentioned, he's capable of playing so many styles. I think
6-6.
he's really trying to figure out the best version of himself to match up to give Staxrud some trouble.
Point.
And another rope forehand from Ben Johns. So he
Timeout,
went
receiver,
inside out on
7-6.
one, then pulls one down the line, and the lead is gone. We are tied at 6, and Ben Johns probably will talk to himself less when he is tied or in front. We'll see what the conversation is when we come back.
Just sold the car to Carvana. Okay, hit play, please.
What? When did you do that?
I just did it the other day. All I had to do was enter the VIN or license plate, answer a couple of questions, and got a real offer in seconds. Then they just picked up the car and paid me right on the spot.
I can finally quit my job and become an actor. No, you're right.
Sell your car at Carvana.com today.
We owe great times to good friends, to the glasses that spark conversation, to the ideas that then pour out. Ours came from a night like that, and somehow survived the morning after, to make our own tequila. It wasn't meant to leave our house, but since we made this for friends, we thought it wouldn't hurt to make a few more. Grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. our casa is your casa.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave Fleming with Kyle McKenzie. It is Championship Sunday at the first stop on the Carvana PPA Tour. We're at the Hyundai Masters, presented by Invited. Everybody's wearing white, and Ben Johns has erased a deficit and actually up one here at 7-6 in game number one. Best 2 out of 3. Oh, and that sails just deep.
That.
Ben looks over at Anisha Smith and says, what did you see? He could challenge that. I don't think that ball was close enough to challenge. It looked like it definitely missed.
6-7. Side out.
Weird bounce there. So Ben Johns gets it back now. Again, 7-6 game one. And there's that just wicked roll dink.
Yeah, that's the signature shot from Ben Johns, right? He has the ability, even when he's pulled out wide, to play an extreme angle shot. And if you sit cross court, he can easily pull it up the line. It's kind of a guessing game, unfortunately, playing him in those scenarios.
And now he's hitting absolute bullets cross court as well. So he's pulled it down the line, inside out winner, and now an absolute blast. So everything going his way right now.
Yeah, and he doesn't appear to be settling for the backhand anymore. He's trying to implement his will early. If he can find the forehand, he's going to.
Point.
Another fist pump by Ben Johns. And you know, I talked about all the conversation he was having with himself. He's engaged in this.
He wants to bring home this title really bad.
10-6.
You can tell. And so far, he's playing lights out.
Game point here for Ben Johns.
Point game.
And that catches the baseline. I wondered what Staxford was doing, but he was just going to get his towel. I thought, oh no, are we going to have another ghost paddle tap situation? But no, he was going to get his towel, wipe off his brow, and head to the other side. Ben Johns absolutely dominating the second half of that. We'll be back with game number 2.
Early morning practice, late night drills, running it over and over. You don't get the crowd without the quiet. Everyone sees the glory, the medal, the podium, but every winning shot starts right here. Paddle Tech, let's go again.
Welcome back, everybody. Dave Fleming with Kyle McKenzie. And Kyle, the GOAT's playing like the GOAT.
Yeah, it's obviously going to be very challenging for Staxford here. He's going to need to go on some big runs on his serve. Johns is playing so well on his serve. It's tough to slow him down.
Side out.
And if that ball doesn't bounce, he just reaches into the kitchen and just paralyzes you because you don't know which side to run to.
0-0.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, it can really be a guessing game at times with him. It's like he's got you on a string.
Side out.
Beautiful volley from Staxford there. So the interesting thing is we haven't seen Johns bring the two-y cross court, so we'll see if that continues or not. But Staxford, I think, getting a lead will be important for him here. He needs a little confidence coming out of a tough end of game number 1.
Side out. 0-0. Point.
You know, and even though Stackford lost that point, I like the shot selection early on. I think as Ben was trying to get into that cat and mouse, Stackford was trying to almost bail out early because he didn't want to play it. I think it was a good attempt to move that ball around. Doesn't want to do too much of that, but at the same time, doesn't want to play wild. Nice, good deep return from him there. It looks like he's going to get the ball back on the serve.
Ben still talking to himself there. So this is a guy that wants to win 11-0. He's holding himself accountable over there.
Such a challenging volley that Ben hit right there. If he would have hit that backhand cross court at full strength, it would have gone wide.
Yes.
Just able to kiss it enough to open up that angle and keep it in the court.
And these short returns from Staxrud are just setting off a series of very unfortunate events for Staxrud.
Yes, Ben can completely pick his poison. He can drop it, move in, he can drive it. Gives him a lot of options. There's not much depth there.
And now, without giving him an angle, he finds a side-out angle. But again, if you hit it too hard, you're in trouble as well.
Yeah, it's a really small target
3-0
for Staxrud to be able to stay and control these points. He's really got to get it in that deep backhand corner if he can on the return.
Point.
And that time he had to abort mission because he knew his return was so short. And this is a timeout. We're going to stay right here. So, okay, Kyle, we've got the best player in the world looking as focused as I've ever seen him from an intensity on himself.
Right, right.
And Staxrud is trying to find an answer, and so far he doesn't have one. Tell me what you think he should do. What's one thing right here?
Yeah, you know, I think he's really got to ask himself, how is Johns beating him? If he's struggling to get the ball in that deep backhand corner and is making errors, he still needs to have the depth, but he could give himself a slightly bigger target by going middle. Yes, he runs the risk of dealing with more forehands, but it'll be harder for Johns to pass him clean if he's not getting an angle to work with. So he's really just got to ask himself, you know, slow death or fast death, honestly, is part of the equation here. But I would always opt on the side of mixing it up and just making your opponent beat you in some slightly different ways.
So back at it, and it is Ben Johns just looking for, oh, that was going to be good. And Ben is talking to the heavens here. So, hey, timeout and get a ball off the tape. He'll take it.
But I think he did a good job of getting better depth there. Again, he didn't put it perfectly in the corner, but it was hard for Johns to create that angle all on his own.
Side out.
I'd like to see Staxford on that particular ball. Just take his time a little bit more. I know he's very good at taking the ball on the rise and crashing in, but when you're playing slower shots, you do have a little bit more time to get in position for your ball.
Side out.
Ben shaking his wrist a little bit. I mean, that's one, quite frankly, his favorite point to play, just because he can use all of his tricks. That one catches the net, and this is when Staxford's got to go, at least get one.
Point.
And there it is.
Yeah, Staxford yelling out after that one, knowing he needs to draw energy from somewhere to mount this comeback. He's certainly capable of it. We'll see if he can bring his best right here.
And that is brilliant singles from Federico Staxrud.
And, you know, the highlight reel shot to finish it was amazing, but really the shot before that is what allowed him to move forward, was really able to roll that across his body, force Johns to hit upward, and close that gap immediately. Great point by Staxrud.
And Staxford tries a little off-speed roll, kind of pseudo ATP, doesn't make it.
Yeah, and the spin Johns was able to get on that ball. Looks like Stackford set up to hit, and the top spin took that a little further out of his strike zone. Great shot by Johns there.
And even better, and a big thumbs up from Stackford there. Like some of the time you're like, all right, I hit the exact ball I wanted, and I just got beat clean.
Yeah, no, Stackford hit an amazing shot. Ben was able to anticipate and just beat him to that spot there.
Point.
And this is, again, you know there's a bat single up there. Now there's a two-handed backhand signal up there. And he's hitting it. That's scary.
And he knows exactly when to use it. Again, knowing Stackford was running diagonal, he would have a little space up that line.
There it is again, and this is, I mean, this is a phenomenal player, and Johns is dictating nearly every point.
And so much a single, kind of anticipating and shading different ways based on the strengths and limitations of your opponents. Well, when Johns is able to take that two-handed up the line, he also has the ability to drop the backhand cross, so Stackford has to be kept honest.
Stackford looking for answers. Will he find any? We'll see after this.
Sure your family's financial plans are on track can be a real challenge. At Baird, our financial advisors get it. We'll partner with you to create a unique financial plan and coordinate with your legal and tax advisors to bring it all together so you have more time for what matters most.
We are back. Stackford, you know, I asked you, Kyle, what can he do? Calling timeout is one of those things he can do to slow the roll. So let's see if that finds any sort of an answer. Goes for a big return. I don't blame him, but just wide there.
Did he make a call?
Stackford even inquiring to Onisha Smith and Michael Rancho, who is the...
You saw it good? Okay. Side out.
Okay, so there was an overrule here. Now, Ben could challenge the overrule if he wanted to, but he is choosing not to do that here.
Point.
So a little controversy on a call and then a missed backhand, and you know Stackford just got to go for it now. I mean, Stackford hit the perfect ball there, and not only did he get beat, he got beat on the next one.
Yeah, and not only did Ben put that in the corner, but that was a heavy ball off the paddle, exploding off the court. Really as good as I've seen him play in a while. It's something we said for the dominant level that he's able to come up with.
Very nice from Stackford right there. Why let him stay in the point when you can just drop it over and still left margin, because you see people a lot try and do too much with that. He was well off the court, was Ben Johns.
Yeah, Stackford chose the perfect time to use that and showing off, hey, he's got more than ground strokes and movement out here. He's got some elite touch as well.
Side out.
Sometimes you just got to tip your cap. Now he's wearing it backwards, so tip something there, Stackford. 7-3, game 2. Ben Johns, 4 points from taking another title. And there's the pressure on the return again. It's choose your poison.
And that's that fine line you mentioned. You know, what adjustments can you make? Sometimes you just have to stick with what you've been doing and just hope that your opponent's level comes down a little bit.
Great first volley there from Stackford, and unlike Ben Johns, who's been playing doubles and mixed doubles all day, this is Stackford's first match and only match of the day. That's the way Championship Sunday works. Today, we had some extra play due to the rain yesterday. So Ben Johns has spent a lot of time on this court today and hasn't lost a match.
Yeah, we talk so much about his pickleball IQ and his overall ability, but doesn't get enough credit for the fitness. This is not his first time having to play multiple important matches on Championship Sunday, and he looks as fit as ever.
And what a shot from Federico Staxrud. Everyone is looking at whether I'm not familiar with the Rancho arms out signal as to whether that's in or out. I was looking for the palms down. We're going to say that was good. Nice shot from Staxrud. And another beauty right there. So here comes Fed within 3 at 5-8 in game 2. And make that 2.
And Dave, it's really the precision on his initial ground strokes, getting that extra little bit of topspin, forcing Johns to volley upward, and then coming right in and looking to pass him on the next ball.
Side out.
And I like that he's going for it. So there he went for a really tough ball. Great return from Johns, but nice little run from Staxrud there within 2. 8-6 is our score in game 2.
You have no timeouts.
And that ball hadn't even landed yet, and Staxrud had called timeout. I'm not sure of the rules, or maybe he just said nice serve, because Ben has not moved. Okay, he's going to play on. Sure sounded like timeout. Perhaps it should have been timeout. Just shaking his head, and we are at championship point for Ben Johns to take another singles title here on the PPA Tour. And the two-way on the back edge of the baseline does it. And Ben Johns, in absolutely dominating fashion, wins the PPA's first stop on the Carvana PPA Tour. The Hyundai Masters title is his.
Yeah, a dominating, clean performance from Ben Johns. We've talked about it. Everybody is put on notice here in 2023. Johns can do a little bit of everything, but we're starting to see him look for more opportunities, Dave, to use that two-handed backhand in an offensive manner.
Really impressive from the GOAT there. He will talk to his sister in our Hannah Johns right after this.
I'm Rick Barry. I used to play professional basketball. Now I'm into pickleball. Performance is really important, but also recovery is actually just as important.
LMD is a product that I use constantly before my matches and after my matches for my recovery.
Great for inflammation, great for recovery. I keep coming back to this. AlloMD all day long, baby.
I use it.
I use it.
I use it. I use it.
I use it.
AlloMD, Acute Relief Cream.
Welcome back, everybody. And Ben Johns dominating in singles with some new tricks. The two-handed backhand looked great. He was very into it with his mannerisms on court. And this is a guy that has said, hey, pro pickleball players, I still the GOAT. Let's go. So a couple of Johns on the court, and one of them's not CJ. It's our Hannah Johns to talk to the winner.
Thanks, Dave. Welcome back to Championship Court, where Ben Johns has locked up the Triple Crown. Ben, congratulations, and you were able to take that one in just 2. How are you feeling after this day?
A little tired. Yeah, no, it's been a long day. It's 5 matches because of the rain delay. But I think the first 2 doubles matches going pretty more quickly definitely helps in the singles for sure, because if your legs are giving out in singles, that's never a good thing. So I think I just had to buckle down, bend my knees. That's just straight magic, and channel the last bit of energy I had, and then that worked out well.
Well, 77 men entered the men's singles draw. How are we seeing pickleball evolve before our very eyes?
Yeah, I think that's probably a record breaker of a number there. Can you guys just stay out, not play singles? This is getting exhausting. But no, it's awesome to see new talent and new players coming in. It's really great for the sport. It's great for the competition. I think everyone gets better together. So, you love to see it.
Well, Ben, I don't think I've ever seen you match quite so well. You have to because it's all whites tournament. You're usually known for a pretty harem-scarum appearance on the court, which features almost every color of the rainbow. How do you feel right now?
They wrecked my style, man. No, I put together a number of patterns and colors, and the all whites I think is a cool little thing, kind of like Wimbledon-esque with the tennis synonym there. But I like it. It's a nice little change, and next week we'll go back to colors.
Oh, boy. All right, and with that, we're going to bring our folks from Invited to present your trophy, Ches Gibson and Dan Hewitson. Dan.
Thank you very much. Ben, you were to this tournament what Meryl Streep usually is to the Academy Awards, bringing home the gold 3 times. Ches and I were talking about it, and if you keep playing like this next year, we're just going to wait till the end to bring out 3 at once. But it's our pleasure, once again, on behalf of Hyundai and Invited Clubs, to present you this time with the Men's Singles Championship. Congratulations.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back with our last final, the women's singles, coming right up.
I sold my car to Carvana, and it was awesome. I heard about Carvana through friends, so I thought I'd give it a try.